So today we're going to cook what's called a keto pancake. I call it a crepe because it's nice and thin. I don't often do breakfast, but on the weekends, sometimes it's nice to have a good breakfast meal. Prepped in ahead of time, I cut up some strawberries to go inside the crepes, and piggybacking off a previous video, we're going to use some vanilla custard that we made in the previous episode that we're going to put on the inside. And going back to episode 2 rather, we made some keto whipping cream that we're going to put on those as well. So these are really simple. It's 4 eggs. This is a double batch, so it's 4 eggs. So as you can see, no carbs. No carbs so far. Four eggs. And we're going to do 4 ounces of cream cheese. So they mark the numbers on the cream cheese as to what the ounces are. I happen to know that 4 ounces is half of a block of cream cheese. They're 8-ounce blocks. So we're going to chuck in some cream cheese, half a block. And we're going to put a couple of teaspoons. We're going to actually put 4 teaspoons of stevia. So I use different sweeteners for different things, and this particular recipe calls for stevia rather than allulose or monk fruit. And then we have 2 teaspoons of vanilla. So this is a really easy recipe. It's 4 eggs, 4 ounces of cream cheese. It's 4 teaspoons of stevia, and then just 2 teaspoons of vanilla. And I just always think that that extract is stronger, so we cut it in half. That's my easy way to remember it, so I don't have to try and find this recipe all the time. I like to blend this up in our little Ninja here, and it makes a great pulse width of this. So we're going to pulse it a bit just to try and get it to start, and then we're going to blend it together for, I don't know, about 20 seconds. That's going to get some air in the batter, and it's going to give us a good whip. And take out our blades. Be very careful with these blades. They like to cut you. So to prep our pan, I'm going to use some olive oil. And I'm just going to put some olive oil in the pan. And that's way too much olive oil, okay? So, but there's a reason for that. So I'm just going to move this around the pan. And then I'm soaking that. Then I'm soaking this napkin or this paper towel with the oil, because we're going to use that oiled paper towel between crepes. Some people wonder why keto. So I was 35 pounds heavier, my blood sugar was high, my A1C was in the diabetic range, so my wife and I went to keto. And after we went to keto, within 3 months I lost 35 pounds. My blood sugar was back down in the normal range. For us, it worked. I found Dr. Bickman is my reference for the people that I coach. I use his information off Insulin IQ, and I use that program to assist others in achieving low insulin level and consequently get their A1Cs down into the normal range. So that's kind of my journey in a nutshell. Now I like to use a small 1/3 or 1/4 cup measuring cup just to make this easier. And I'll scoop it out in there and swirl it around. And I think the reason they call this a pancake is because the recipe that we found, they don't mind if it gets a little bit dark, like a pancake. And if I'm making crepes, a regular crepe, a French crepe, then I don't want any color on it. I try to keep it as close to this blonde color as possible. But at this point, it doesn't matter because we're doing a pancake rather than a crepe. Thin like a crepe, probably the color of a pancake. So, like I say, I'm going to let this cook a little longer than I normally do. I'm going to turn down this heat just a touch. And I like to loosen the edge. And we're going to call these pancakes instead of crepes because they're going to have a little color. I'm going to try and make it so these don't fall apart when I flip them. Sometimes they'll fall apart. You can see that they're really thin. So we have to be careful with them. Really very good. So we'll let this cook up just a little bit. Okay. So I'm going to be real careful with this. I'm going to try and be careful and just pick it up and flip it. Just like that.
Yummy.
So that's how they're all supposed to go. Like I said, I always screw up the first one. Let this sit in the middle. Just pour it in the middle of the pan. Let it spread a little and let it stop where it wants to. And it'll make itself thick enough so that you can achieve a good turn. And then we'll show you. I'll show you. We made this. Here's what we're going to put on this. So I've got some berries, some strawberries and blackberries, which are your lowest carb berries. And then I've got some of the vanilla custard that we made in the last episode. It was supposed to be for lunches, and my wife just wasn't hungry enough to eat all of it. On this keto diet, you should never, ever be hungry. If you're ever hungry on a carnivore or keto diet, you're doing it wrong. And if the difference is between a successful diet or satiating oneself, hunger always wins. So never be hungry on this when you're living a carnivore or keto lifestyle. If you do, you'll fail. So, I think we might have one successful pancake. We're going to pull that out, set it on our plate. We're going to take our pre-moistened, pre-oiled paper towel, and we're just going to rub that on there. That gives you just enough olive oil, or sometimes I'll use coconut oil when I have it, but I ran out. So we're using olive oil this time. So we'll give it, oh, I don't like that. That's not a very good shape for a pancake, is it? Still not the best shape, but it'll taste great. A little bit of butter while it's hot. And so we'll put just a little butter on here. Not much. It's already got oil. So it doesn't need a whole lot. And these things are super moist. So we don't have to worry about keeping them that way. But I'll show you how we're going to do this real quick. So we're going to take a bit of our vanilla custard, and we're just going to layer that in there. And I already have some strawberries in here, and we're just going to layer a little bit in here. Now this custard it's not carby, but it is very calorie dense. So we want to use it sparingly. And then we'll just roll these and we'll set them on our plate. How do we want to set them? Should we set them at like a little bit of an angle?
Yeah, that looks good. And then we got whipped cream too.
So we'll make them look really good. And we're going to put the whipped cream on at the end and make them all look super good. Or pancakes, and you're rolling them, then whether they're perfectly round or not is less of an issue than if you're making a more traditional crepe, and then you kind of want that. They have to be perfect. Okay, so wonderful. So I just wanted to show you that we just put a little bit of filling in there, and we just roll them. Little filling, roll.
Those look so yummy.
They're very good. This is an awesome breakfast for 2 people. We're going to put a little bit of our fresh whipping cream that we made up. And this is great for keto or carnivore because there is absolutely no sugar. I used allulose and monk fruit for this.
Oh, those look good.
It's very good. And then a few blackberries on top.
And a few strawberries in there.
And some strawberries in the middle. And we don't have to overdo it with the strawberries. But so that is a great keto or carnivore breakfast. We don't often eat breakfast, but on the weekends occasionally it's nice. This is a good breakfast for 2 people. Great for keto, great for low carb. And the reason is there's no sugar in this. We have a little carbs with our fruit, but these are the lowest carb fruits that you can get. A wonderful meal for 2 people. I think you're going to like this breakfast.